Hi there, Parent Annual Fund volunteers. This year we're trying something a little bit new. Some of you already know me and some of you have actually never seen my face before. So I'm Marie Capasso. I've been speaking to you for probably the last year, maybe two, about annual fund volunteering. And I'm hoping that this year we can kind of do a little virtual training and use this as a reference guide for when you're just about to make your calls. You can kind of check back in with this video, go to the section that you may have questions on, and use it in addition to the Parent Volunteer Handbook, which you should have already received from our division co-chairs. We're really excited about the annual fund this year. It's had a lot of success last year, as you well know. So we're going to work together again this year to kind of raise our participation numbers and keep raising money for the school that we all really love. So I'm going to turn the camera around. You're going to see my computer screen and I'm going to walk you through the call sheet as well as our volunteer handbook and kind of touch on some things that I know I've spoken with you about kind of on the phone or sometimes even face to face, but we'll just go through and take a little bit of a more in-depth look at what we at the school are hoping that you will do as you volunteer from us. So let's do that. So this is the first page of our handbook this year. I'm not going to read it to you word for word because I think that might be a little bit much. So at your leisure, just kind of scroll through and take a read for the letter there. There's a couple facts and figures. The most important thing that I want to highlight is that our participation goal for parents this year is 75.5%. Last year we had 74.7%, so it's not a huge increase, but as you'll see year to year, we're kind of increasing our goals little by little so that we end the R Plus campaign with parent participation at 80%. And I think that that's really attainable for us. What this means for us this year is that we need 628 families to support the annual fund. That's only 7 more families than last year. However, the obstacle is getting parents to continue supporting the school year after year. So, sometimes it's not for any particular reason other than people just missed the date. But we want to make sure that we're getting out there, getting the word out, and getting people to renew their support year after year. So as we head to the second page, the first thing that people kind of say to me is, why is the annual fund important? And the annual fund provides funding for literally everything on campus. So while the school, of course, budgets for our expenses, there are things that we don't always account for that are out of our control. For example, if we have another very cold, very long winter, and the price of oil suddenly increases, the annual fund is there to kind of supplement our budget and cover some of those costs. In addition to stuff that's really practical like that, the annual fund is partially responsible for what we like to call the Riverdale experience, which is everything from classes to co-curricular activities to even, the books that everyone needs on a day-to-day basis. So the annual fund is there to really provide support for things from faculty development opportunities to, new curriculum programs and, of course, financial aid opportunities. The funding from the annual fund truly both fuels and supports the school and our mission. So if you look now, you can take a quick glance at the participation chart, which shows last year's participation numbers. We did pretty well overall, but I think as you look at it, you'll see that there's room for growth in all of these grades. And I think that's where you guys come in. You guys are going to help us do that. As we move over to page 2, this is the step-by-step solicitation guide, and this is really your quick and dirty page if you want to just make your calls. We have the solicitation guide right next to a sample call sheet so we can kind of look back and forth between the two since you'll probably want to review them together. So the first thing and possibly the most important that you see is lead by example, and that's make your gift. If you make your gift to the annual fund, then it's a really easy opener to your phone call or to your email saying, I have already supported this year's annual fund and this is why you should too. I know that everyone's family is on a different schedule for giving, so if you have any questions about making a gift or a pledge for yourself and your family, don't hesitate to contact me. We can chat about it. For those of you who have already made your gift, thank you. It helps us greatly to have gifts in earlier in the year. A lot less work for us to do on the back end when things are much busier in June. So what you're going to do first is review your call sheet in its entirety, go through all of the sections, and let's look at them side by side. So you're going to review the information. As you can see at the top under biographical, we have whether or not they're new parents. You can see what year the family started at Riverdale. This doesn't mean that both of their children, have started that year, but it's the very first year that this family became a Riverdale family. You're going to look and see what grades their children are in and see, who's in your child's class. Are there any important milestones this year? Are they fifth graders? Are they ninth graders? Are they 12th graders? There's different things that you all know are happening around school that you should take the time to go ahead and mention. You can say, I can't believe our fifth graders are going to be moving to the Hill campus next year. I can't believe we're here already. It's so exciting. I'm so excited for my eighth grader to get to move up to ninth grade and, start learning all these different things and have a whole new group of students to know. So there's a lot of things that you can talk about that are not annual fund related. And I think that this puts everyone at ease. So you're going to then move on down to business information and you'll just get a general idea of what the family does, and that may help inform you when you're making an ask for a specific amount. Next, you're going to take a look at their previous giving. You're going to see their last gift date. This gives you an idea of the time of year that people like to make a donation. Pay special attention to the calendar year because it definitely makes a difference for people's tax purposes, whether or not they want to give in the same calendar year or not. You're going to take a look at the progression of their gifts. So in this sample call sheet, they've moved from 750 to 1,000 to a leadership level of 1907. That indicates that this family is moving up in their donation amount. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable about asking for an increased gift because you can see that that's what they're doing already. Then you're going to think in your head, okay, you can even jot down on a piece of paper, how much am I going to ask this family for? If you feel comfortable asking for the same amount as last year, do that. If you want to ask for an increased gift, do that. So you can say something as simple as, last year you made a gift of $1,907. That's our leadership level donation. And would you be interested in making a similar gift this year? Then you're going to pause for a second. You're going to let them think. You're going to let them ask questions if they have any. And then you can move forward. If there was an example where we didn't have 3 years of giving, you can go ahead and ask for a participation level gift. You can say, I know you haven't supported the school recently. Would you consider a participation level gift of $25? It truly underscores that we appreciate a gift of any size and underscores that our participation is what we're looking to build. So the next thing you're going to do is actually make the call or write the email. Now we're hoping that you're going to make a call. It's the best way to get in touch with someone and it's the best way to get your message across since emails can be kind of easily discarded. I know that this is sometimes an uncomfortable thing for some of you, and that's the reason that we appreciate it so much. All the parents that you're contacting this fall have already received an appeal letter. So you can kind of ease into talking about the annual fund by saying, hey, did you receive the letter from Dominic with the chart of the different R Plus campaign priorities? I thought it was really interesting to see that the annual fund is has the highest goal of all the campaign priorities. That means that no matter what your gift is, you're contributing to the highest goal of the campaign. Next, you're going to be thoughtful. Of course, all of you are thoughtful, otherwise you wouldn't be doing this with us. But this is a good time to talk about families who may be on financial aid. You all know that that information is not public. It's not part of your call sheet. In fact, I don't know which of our families are on financial aid. And this is really important. This shows that everyone is asked to make a gift to the best of their ability. So don't feel uncomfortable. Don't feel like it may be a family on financial aid. Let them be asked and let them answer. Whatever their answer is, we already know that we're going to say, thank you, I understand, not a problem. So don't feel uncomfortable about making that ask to a family who you may suspect is on financial aid. Next up, you'll see some sample emails, and these are just for your reference. If you'd like to copy them word for word, feel free. If you'd like to make some changes, that's fine. Just take notice that the email for people who gave last year does contain a gift amount and a gift date. You will need to change that for each family that you're contacting. Underneath, you'll see that we have a next step chart. This will help you with whatever happens in your phone call and seeing what you should do next and how you should let us know. On the next page, we have the ways to make an annual fund gift. Many of you know this already, but in case anybody asks, it's right on this page for your reference. The most important thing to let people know is the donation website. I think that's where a lot of our families want to make their gift. It's easy, it's quick. It's www.riverdale.edu/donate. That means that we don't have the opportunity to lose someone between your phone call and their gift. Sometimes people may ask for that link right away. If you have the chance, if you email it directly to them and just say, thanks for our conversation, here's the donation link, that's great. If you don't have time to do that, just give me a quick call and I'm happy to follow up on your phone call with an email with the donation link. Lastly, I think there's a lot of frequently asked questions that come up during calls. One of the most important ones I think is, how much should I donate to the annual fund? This question could be a little uncomfortable if you feel like you have to answer it. And so, part of it will be you looking at your call sheet, determining which giving level is appropriate based on their past gifts to the school. However, you can always just kind of let them know what our leadership levels are. If that seems like it would be inappropriate, you can also let them know that 40% of the gifts made last year were of $100 or less. If they feel comfortable, $50 or $100 is an appropriate gift, but the school is appreciative for any gift, $10, $20, $25, whatever's the right gift for their family. All gifts affect our participation numbers, and our goal is to show high participation numbers that kind of reflect our dedication and our passion for Riverdale. So those are the basics for the handbook. Take your time, go through it, read it at least once. I think that it'll really provide you with a lot of answers to questions that you may not even know you have. And of course, as always, I'm here. Call me, email me. I'm happy to answer whatever questions you might have. My phone is 718-519-2723, and the email is mcapasso@riverdale.edu. You can always call the main switchboard and just ask for me if you don't have the number written down. And lastly, thank you. We really couldn't do it without you. Your outreach is incredibly important to getting our participation numbers up. And so, on behalf of everyone at the school, in my office, I just want to say thank you for your time and thank you for your dedication to Riverdale. Have a good one.